Hello, everyone. I'm John Higgins, and I'm delighted to be your host and moderator for this interview special with filmmaker Jenna Suru, whose film The Golden Age has continued to impress audiences in the last 2 years, including its London premiere at the London Independent Film Festival 2020, which was one of the last film festivals to happen live before lockdown. Suru is the director of the Paris International Film Festival, which this year takes place between the 10th and the 20th of February, and is a showcase for artists, change, and independent filmmakers. The 2021 event was all virtual, featuring a simulated Montmartre and Notre Dame, amongst other Parisian locations recreated online. As press coordinator for the festival itself, I've seen firsthand what an excellent job Suru and her team do to bring films and talent to the masses. Good evening, Jenna, and it's a pleasure to see you. Of course, this is something that I feel very personally connected to. It. I mean, we've had a connection for the last 2 years, ever since the London premiere of Golden Age. Now, tonight's interview is a little different, as it's going to be a really special preview of the festival, which is already looking exciting. I'm delighted to say that a review for the world premiere of Much Ado by the Shakespeare Sisters is already on the Film and TV Now website, and we've already published the first of what will be many bits of content as the festival progresses, and you can catch up with that. We'll give you details later in the recording. So obviously, Jenna, we've got to talk a little bit about how the festival has evolved over the last year. I mean, where do you feel that you've made progress?
Thank you so much for being such an amazing press coordinator, John. We are so thrilled for the upcoming edition of the festival 2022. So actually, you're absolutely right. For the past couple of years, we have obviously dramatically adapted to the new context of the pandemic. So when the pandemic hit around March 2020, what we did is that we started benchmarking what festivals were doing. Of course, a lot had to pivot, some had to cancel or postpone. And through the months and studying what we liked or what didn't work as well, we decided to partner with Filmocracy, which is the platform run by Paul June, which enables us to have such an interactive event for our audiences to enjoy and also connect with the filmmakers, and for our filmmakers to have an experience that is as close as possible to the dear experience we've loved of festivals before, which of course were in person. So for the upcoming edition, running from February 10th to the 20th, we are so glad to screen 22 feature films. One you mentioned, of course, the Shakespeare Sisters' second feature, Much Ado, but also more feature films broken into 4 categories, which are the Bring Change category, documentaries for change, worldwide experiments, and also, of course, no return tickets for some of you who maybe are into horror or suspense, and 30 short films. Some are nominated for an Oscar at the Academy Awards this year, so we are really excited to also support those filmmakers on their journey. And those are broken into 5 categories, from Bring Change, Take Care, life-changing experiences, or also a category which we love, which is called Breaking the Rules, for the content of the films which actually are filmed in an unusual format or actually filmed in confinement, which we're really excited about. And it's incredible to see all the filmmakers manage to do to keep telling their fierce voices through these transitional times.
Okay. I mean, one thing, obviously, because I thought it was an amazing experience last year. I mean, the fact that you were able to create this amazing environment. I mean, I remember sitting in some of the rooms. We chatted actually in the virtual, in the cafe area in Notre Dame. It was quite weird because I went in there and you'd have people turning up and you could alternate between tables. What has been the overall reaction from other film festivals? I mean, you mentioned, I think, Toronto. Didn't Toronto take an interest in what you were doing?
Yes, exactly. We are so pleased that we are told to be one of the first festivals which pivoted this way and had this tremendous success because of the interactivity. So actually, a couple of days before the previous edition of the festival in 2021, the Toronto International Film Festival contacted us emailing me, asking if they could attend the opening day of our festival so they could learn from our virtual experience. So that was extremely exciting to see that we were somehow also doing the model for the future. And of course, for that, we really thank our partner Filmocracy for the amazing partnership we've been building through these 2 years. And of course, our press partners like you and Diggin Magazine and Resonance FM, Shoot the Breeze Show, because all this engagement from our filmmakers and our team, jury and partners really are key here in terms of contributing to the beauty of this experience and how beneficial it is for both our audiences and filmmakers to actually be able to tell their stories, make connections, have more press, even sometimes find a distribution for their projects or some upcoming projects. Those are the key features which filmmakers are usually interested in at film festivals when premiering their films. So it's been also a priority, and we're really excited right now to actually build more partnerships, also to keep championing their messages for change and also help them keep building their audiences. So we have some exciting work in the pipeline now to contribute to adapting to this new normal.
Okay. And obviously, I mean, you must go for an incredible amount of content, you know, I mean, when you think of what I watch an incredible amounts these days with watching short films and features for reviews and stuff. I mean, how many films do you and your team watch overall before making your selection?
We are so thankful to receive so many submissions. Usually it's between, it's basically around 500. Well, also I'm very proud and thankful to be contributing to other film festivals, because all of this, of course, is a teamwork so that we contribute to the filmmakers. So I've been really excited, as an example, in 2021, to return at the Columbus International and Animation Film Festival, where the Golden Age was first screened and honored. It's the longest running film festival in the US, so I returned on the jury for the feature, narratives, and documentary. And again, this year for the 70th anniversary. Also serving on the jury for Holy Shirts Academy Award qualifying festival at the Chinese Theater in LA, or also more festivals like right now the New York Film Awards, and also last year Academy Award qualifying CineQuest in San Jose. So the amount of films I watch all year long is pretty big, because I also obviously watch these films which are screening at other film festivals, keeping updated with the trends and also looking for the gems out there really. And really the best way also to have your film considered is to send it over to Film Freeway. All the films that we select and screen at the festival are submitted on this platform. So it's been actually quite rewarding to see all the amazing filmmakers we absolutely don't know, but for some reason, maybe they saw us speak at a panel, or they saw it at a festival, or they heard from us through word of mouth, also for our alumni, our amazing press partners like you, John. And they submitted. So for instance, one of the greatest achievements of the previous edition was Scream, directed by Nora Lacoche, written by herself and Fujina Fekete. And this was screened to us on Film Freeway. It's really rewarding, because for us and our team, our programmers, discovering those gems through the selection process, and then seeing them screening, winning many awards, including Grand Jury Award at the festival, and being picked up by HBO, because it's not streaming on HBO, or seeing The Big Kitty, which we awarded Best Experimental Feature last year, and meeting them with our partners and Getty Images at selection at the official Cannes Film Festival is extremely rewarding, and we are very thankful and proud to keep championing our filmmakers and achieve their goals.
Okay. Well, funny enough, that was leading into my next question, because no, but the funny thing is, it's interesting because there were some amazing films last year. You talked about The Big Kitty, which was fantastic, Cream, which was beautiful, To Kiss the Ground, which I think is on Netflix now, and is actually a symbol of hope for anybody who's worried about our environment. I mean, Pioneers in Skirts, I mean, Surviving the Silence. I mean, I was really enraptured with what they were doing. I mean, how do people view Paris as a springboard to expansive success? I mean, Is that something that they're aware of now? I mean, do you find now that because you're now moving into a new edition for this year, I mean, was it word of mouth? What sort of things have happened with in terms of momentum?
Absolutely. I think what our filmmakers recognize in the Paris International Film Festival is first the incredible commitment of our jury partners and team, because we are all very involved in change, from any volunteer to myself or the press partners. Everyone really commits to achieving true change. For us, it really isn't a tagline, and really the film you just mentioned absolutely exemplify this and prove this. Another reason is also because through the past few years, I've been blessed to work with more than 200 festivals, from working at Gaumont and also being one of the first organizers of Cannes Series, which is co-organized by Meat Markets and is the TV equivalent of the Cannes Film Festival. And so meeting these incredible industry pros and filmmakers throughout the years, and being a filmmaker myself, has incredibly empowered me to understand what could be powerful and beneficial to both our audiences, our filmmakers, our partners, distributors. And this is, I think, what filmmakers really recognize in the festival. And this is why we keep looking for the best opportunities. For instance, in 2021, we brought on board a new partner, which is Voul. It was just after Gaumont also kickstarted officially their partnership with them. And some of our filmmakers from 2021, they actually received quite a few distribution opportunities from this platform and the curated space that the festival is offering them on there, which is extremely exciting. Of course, our hands are completely clean with that, and they are fully empowered. They can decide, decline, or accept any kind of distribution deal they receive if they want some and if they opt in. For this year, we are also developing more, and I think also something that really makes us really excited is that all our audiences and filmmakers are Francophiles. And of course, in France, cinema is extremely important and supported by the government. So having this vibe, and at the same time screening films from 5 continents and sharing that beauty and that friendship and love for all our friendship values is extremely exciting and rewarding.
Okay, well, let's obviously, the main meat of the festival, if that's a term, is about films, and I want to talk briefly about some of the films that are on show. I mean, obviously, there's, you've got 23 films, as you mentioned. I mean, can you perhaps share with us the ones that you feel that, if there's like maybe 5 titles in the festival? I mean, obviously, I don't want to say this without feeling biased. I don't want you to do that. What I'm saying is what titles would you say people should look out for, and which ones are there a couple out there that might surprise people?
There are definitely a few surprises because we love them. They are also what challenges us for more stories. So maybe a few titles you can start with is first the world premiere of 4 Days to Eternity. It's an incredible production, beautifully produced. It's a period drama fantasy with such a powerful story and incredible commitment from all the heads of department on this film. The film is world premiering at the festival in February. So we are quite excited about this one. It's being screened in the brain change category. But really equally, all the films in the selection are incredible messages for change. So for instance, the international premiere of Beneath the Banyan Tree, directed by Nani Leong. It was the CineQuest Visionary Filmmaker winner last year. And it's a beautiful story about a mixed family, mixed weddings, and really just an incredible story about love and friendship, and also forgiveness, not only to other people, but also yourself. So we're extremely excited to present its international premiere at the festival. Among other surprises, A Sexplanation, also actually Audience Award winner at CineQuest, directed by Alex Liu. And this is a take on sexuality and talking about sexuality through an Asian American male gaze. So we're quite excited about all these stories for change. And as you can see, there is a variety. Another film is Anchor Point, which is directed by Holly Tuckett. It picked the jury award at CineQuest, where I was serving on the jury for the documentaries. So we're really excited also about this film. It's an incredible female gay story about female firefighters in Utah, United States. And the kind of stories you never really hear from anywhere else, at least at the cinema. And I also want to mention a few more films. It's really challenging to choose. They're all incredible. Of course, you mentioned Much Ado. In the Breaking the Rules category, there is also Ushiku, which is directed by Tom Ash. And this one is about geopolitical prisoners in Japan. This film has already screened at a few Asian film festivals because it's a documentary that has been obviously filmed in secret as it was interviewing prisoners. And we are really excited to see how much literally filmmakers are breaking all barriers, even during a global pandemic, to actually tell the stories. In the shorts, there are so many incredible stories. Of course, A la Cashew, Take and Run, which is nominated for an Academy Award this year, directed by Maria Brundle. Of course, well, we can only support this film. It's about forced marriage in Kyrgyzstan. I Am People, Je suis un caillou is an incredible French film, which also screened at Holy Shorts, or Little Bear in French, Ours. Really, honestly, through this about 53 films, you are in for an absolute treat. So I really recommend you all go and read John's review on Film and TV Now, because he did mention a few on these categories. And something we can guarantee is that whatever genre you're into, even if you're into horror or suspense, female gaze, LGBTQIA+, there will be options for you to watch and start from at the festival. You may end up binge watching everything, though. A little work.
Okay. Well, Jenna, obviously you brought up some of the shorts. Now, I just want to point out to our audience that, in fact, short films are as important as features. You must indulge in short films because there's some incredible visions. I've seen some amazing I've been watching a few for some of the Academy Award nominated shorts, and it is highly recommended. As Jenna says there, it's highly recommended. So we got I've got a couple more questions for you before we wrap up, Jenna. So let's talk a bit about Filmocracy. Oh, actually it's about networking, because obviously you also focus on the networking aspect. So tell us a bit about what filmmakers have to look forward to this year if they want to sort of network in the zone.
Networking is so important and really key for anyone attending festivals, be it from the partners, filmmakers, or audiences. What I want to mention about that is that Filmocracy has really empowered us to build that interactivity. So as John, you've experienced, and some of our audience members experienced last year, we will absolutely keep on nurturing what really worked so well last year, which is networking through our virtual buildings. So if you want to have a taste of Paris, this is still happening. For our Notre Dame Cathedral roundtables, there will be some virtual Q&As with the filmmakers. Those are completely interactive, so you will actually meet them in person safely. So actually, when you connect on Filmocracy, you access the festival and you can walk virtually through all these buildings. If you prefer, if it's a little late at night or you don't really want to show your camera on, that's absolutely fine. You can also move to Eiffel Tower virtual, where you can find all the pre-recorded Q&As and panel and still learn and connect with the filmmakers, even later on social media or later during the festival. So really all the opportunities are available. We also do have a virtual cafe, which is always nice if you prefer to hang out more comfortably, just to kind of have a little chat. So last year, I think we all enjoyed that very much, right? Being able to either switch on and just kind of watch the films or the panels and Q&As, or just dive in with a drink or coffee in hand and pretend we're all in Paris, in Notre Dame and our cafe, and just really have all this interactivity. To be frank, actually, doing this has been incredibly applauded by everyone attending the festival. And I think the reason is that as we've been learning to use this platform that Filmocracy enables us to use, it really is very similar to a in-person festival, because we still have tons of fun. Actually, you can connect with more of the films because usually you can watch more of the films because you can watch them anytime. There is no constraint in terms of times. And something important to understand is that all the films, they are screening all festival run from day one to the closing day. And so, you know, you have two options basically. One is that you get the full all access festival pass, so you can enjoy the full festival with us, or you can start with choosing one day. You pick the day, you'll still have access to the whole selection, and then you can see if you want to pick a second day. So that's quite exciting. This is really to accommodate most people around the world, make it also cheaper for you. It's quite inexpensive, you know, to join such a great community. And we are absolutely excited to welcome you, even if you are, you know, a new filmmaker or maybe getting on your new script. Welcome, of course, a lot of audience members are industry pros and press, or the filmmakers themselves, or the team, but we really welcome anyone. So if you want any advice, or if you just want to dive in, please don't be shy. This is a virtual experience, so it's your opportunity to enjoy from anywhere.
Okay, so the last two questions. First of all, let's talk a little bit about the jury, because last year you had Jeff Arch, who was who's the part of the team who created the 90s classic Sleepless in Seattle. Can you perhaps share with us who's going to be on the jury this year?
Absolutely. Actually, I am so thrilled to reveal today for you, John, our amazing jury. So first, we are very thankful to welcome for the first time on our jury, Marbel, the founder of Director's Notes. So as you probably know, Director's Notes is an incredible media which has been sharing the gaze and vision of directors who have like this incredibly powerful films, usually screening at some of the top festivals. So Marbel is joining us on the jury. We've also just rebranded, so you will see their new logos in John's new article very soon. We are really excited about that, and we really thank Marbel for his commitment to the Paris International Film Festival. Someone else we are welcoming on our jury for the first time this year is Caroline Sosa, who is the director of programming at the Downtown Los Angeles Film Festival. Well, no secret, the LA premiere of my feature, The Golden Age, happened there. And Caroline is so incredibly committed in diversity, in supporting the filmmakers. She has such a strong eye for filmmakers, not just because of my film, but really Ashley Maria and Leah Ann's feature Pioneers in Skirt also was screening at DTLA, and we know it was also awarded at Paris International Film Festival this year. So Caroline is joining also on our jury. Also, Leslie Hunter, who's recently been appointed Miss Florida, so we really applaud her successes. She was already involved with the Q&As last year, and this year she's going to award one of the films with some award which is very dear to our hearts because it's the Social Impact Award. And Leslie knows probably is first line to know how much social impact is important, so she's very kindly awarding one of our filmmakers with this award this year. And finally, I also want please to mention our script competition, which is juried by Cheryl Neve, who was already on the script competition jury last year. And we are very proud of our scriptwriters, selected scriptwriters, because they really, you know, are in that phase, which is so important, as we know, for the making of the film. And we want to make sure we support them along their journey. So for instance, last year, one of the scripts which was awarded actually was produced just thanks to the selection, and then it was awarded at the festival. So that was really exciting, and we love to help and support the filmmakers on their journey as much as we can.
Okay, well, look, obviously, I mean, I was going to ask you what makes you so proud, but to be honest with you, I get a sense of that anyway, so I won't need to, because you've got such a sparkle in your eyes and there's so much passion. Jenna, thank you so much for your insights and time today. As mentioned, Film and TV Now is one of the partners in the show. I've been, as I mentioned earlier, I'm press coordinator. For more film info on how to get tickets, you can go to www.parisintlfest.com. And if you want to catch up with reviews and articles and interviews in the coming weeks, please do go to www.filmandtvnow.com. This interview will be posted on the Paris website and social media pretty soon. Just one last thing to say: support independent films and filmmakers, festivals like Jenna's. The independent sector is incredible. Do support it. Even if you've never made a movie before, it is a lot easier than you think. You can make it for no money. Check out Raindance and everything. And also, most importantly, support the cinemas as they continue to progress after the challenges of the past 2 years. It is important that you go to the cinema. The communal experience is good. And finally, do remember that a film is not just for a festival, a film is forever. So please do support these films, support your fellow filmmakers, and if you have that dream to make a movie, just go ahead and do it. It is the most important thing. Jenna has done an incredible thing with the Golden Age. And so thank you very much. And we will share more information soon. Thank you very much.
Merci.